Hey everybody, rocking with the rock dog. We hadn't been out looking for rocks for a while, so we thought we better get out here and see what we can find. We are on a small river in northeast Missouri again. This is the Fabius River. It runs into the Mississippi River about 10 miles from where I'm at, so we are in a prime location to find stuff. It's been a long, cool spring back here, but things are trying to get back to normal. We didn't have much of a mushroom season this year, so we'll look for some rocks for a few weeks before we probably start fishing. And I'll show you how to catch some fish too here before long. But this is a really good spot. There's a bunch of paleo stuff down in this creek right here, and I haven't been here for a while. So right up here where this thing splits, it's a fantastic spot, and I found some crazy stuff there before. So we're gonna walk in the water up to that spot and see what we can see. I found this little flake thing right here before I turned the camera on, but I don't think it's nothing, so we'll put her back. But see how that shows up in the water? That just tells you that got moved the last time it got rained. That's the kind of stuff you want to look for. You can see that stuff just plain as day walking around here, and I would not be surprised that if there's not something crazy laying right out there, right in the open. But I really want to get up to here to where this splits off and look there, because that's a really good spot. Like I said, we've had a long, cool, slow getting things going in spring around here. Mushroom season wasn't that great, and the fish are just now starting to get nested up and bite good, so we may start doing some fishing here pretty quick and show you how that works in this part of the country. I caught a bunch of real nice bluegill day before yesterday out of a farm pond on a tiny jig and a cork, so I want to show everybody how that works good, because that's a pretty easy thing to do if you know what's up. This is all real nice right here that got washed out. There could be something cool laying right here, but I bought the mushroom bucket today, but just in case there's anything up there on that bank where I have found them before, I'm going to go up there and look for a few minutes too when I get down here, so no telling what will actually happen by the end of the video. Hasn't been many animals out here running around on the sandbar in the last week or so. Alright, I'm going to look on this bank for some mushrooms for just a minute. I'm going to have to climb around to do that, so I'm going to put her on pause, and I'm going to come back and look in all these riffles, see what's going on in there. Alright, that did not work out. Let's continue looking for some rocks in these riffles. We'll walk around this little island and see what's going on. This stuff really likes floating around and getting hung up right in here. There's something right there. Looks real pink. I have to cut my sleeves up. See where there's no moss on there? That's where all the fish have been coming up through this riffle at night, right there. Lots of minnows right there. See, they can come flying up in there. charge them minnows right in that little hole of water right there and get something to eat and turn around and do it again. But see, there's been some raccoons and stuff out here playing around and digging too. That's why those rocks are clean. Like I said though, not many animal tracks on the bank for a couple days, evenings with no rain. Them are a few days old, but usually the raccoons are out all over in this place. We are actually on a conservation area right now. I mean, the river's open to anybody no matter what, but the banks, well, I was looking for mushrooms right on there a minute ago. That's conservation land. I was hoping that little shower we got washed these rocks off, make them a lot prettier. But they're still kind of dirty. We didn't really have much of a downpour. There's a real nice spring up one of these hollows right here. That's why there's so much paleo stuff and things like in relics here. Is they had a source of fresh water because they didn't really care for drinking river water, just like you wouldn't. And there's been a lot of really nice stuff found up by that spring. I'm gonna go up there someday when I remember my bug spray. Right over here is where I would expect to find something nice. It's all washed a little bit cleaner and pushed over this way. And if there's something that's flat and thin, it'll get caught and just get pushed right to that bank and get stuck right there. Plus all the animals walk up and down the creek right here where it's a little bit deeper. Come down to a creek like this in the nighttime with a really strong flashlight, you'd be surprised at the fish that's laying in a spot like that in the evenings real late. Little hog suckers in here. Look at them right there, see them? We don't eat those up here, but people in South Missouri love those things. They fry them in peanut oil. I'm sure they're really good out of that super cold, clear water down there. This gets a little stagnant up here sometimes. Beaver slide, there's some new beaver activity, see that? Let's go up there and see what he's been eating. Little willow sticks, that's what they like. These have been here for years and years, and if they didn't eat them, they would be like 6 or 8 inches around, and the river would wipe them out. Because the beaver eat them when they're 2 and 3 inches. They just continuously grow back, and then they finally build an island here. And the sand gets stuck in it, and that's how that works for the beaver. And then he's making the perfect thing by splitting this creek in half and doing that to make him a little dam here and over there and not have to do so much work. But he's been down here eating. They're not real big ones around here. They usually weigh about 30 pounds is all. We do occasionally get a 60 pounder if we trap them in the winter, because it can be a problem if there gets to be too many of them in a small spot. That's a weird one. Look at all these pretty rocks. There could be something up in here pretty easy. If we just would have had a camera like this the thousands of times we went in the past that was running, you could really see some cool stuff that we've seen, but it's hard to get it when you're just out walking around with the camera. There are a bunch of small minnows out in there though right now. See how that dirt's built up over that, where that rock's at? That's where your relics will be at right there, but I don't dig in dirt, so I'll wait for them to fall out. There's something red, we gotta look at that. Nothing. I haven't even heard very many turkeys gobbling this year, and there's a lot of big turkeys, but they're not making any noise. We're just not getting any sunny mornings for them. I've seen a lot of hens by the road when I've been riding around, so, and I found three nests actually, so they're getting the job done. Look, them beavers been tearing some more sticks up on this side. See, all this dirty rock is just no interest whatsoever to me. I don't like it. Up here where it gets clean though, maybe right over here where it splits off a little bit on this knob would be a good spot. Yep, if you was a scratcher, you could come right here and scratch this whole pile out even in there. I bet you find some cool stuff. Real nice and easy that moves. If you just had a whole piece of a garden rake, you could stand down here in the water like this when it's hot and just rake that off and keep your eye on it. You'd find 4 or 5 nice things in that for sure, I would think. That's an old hammerstone. I can't believe I walked almost all the way around there and ain't found 10 things. Oop, there's something. Nope. That sounds like flint. Just a nice little piece of flint that broke off. It's not a relic. That's how you test the real stuff. The real stuff won't break if you do that. Yeah, don't do that. If you're in a spot where there's not much flint, you need to get used to hearing that noise, because you can just be kicking rocks around and you'll hear that noise, and then you know you got a relic by your feet. So that's why I flop them around a lot of times and bang them around. Nothing makes the same noise as a piece of flint does. Nice little stop here for some things. Right here's where the beaver need to add right on. It would about be too good to be true if there was something really cool here. That's a big piece of granite. I gotta dig that out if I can kick it out. I cannot. Ooh, this looks good over here. He just shucks all them bigger rocks right underneath that little spot right there and puts them right here. It's been doing it for about 10, 20 years. That tree's been there a long time. And I'll throw these off of here every once in a while so it can keep doing it. Because once I take those off, it'll get rid of some of this. And this stuff will be out there. I'm pretty sure there's some stuff in here too. This is a good sized riffle to catch stuff in too. If it's real wide or a different color, it'll show up down there pretty easy, easier than you'd think. Alright, do you see what I just went past a second ago? It's really nice. I hope I didn't get it flushed out of there. And no, I can still see it from here all the way down there. All the way down there to about where that fork is. There's something really, really nice laying in that creek. And it looks like it's paleo. I'm gonna let this riffle flush out for just a second here. This is nice. Right back where we started too, there's my bucket. I didn't come this way, went all the way around the whole thing. And then right here, where I walked right past, I may have made it move when I came through there, but if you will look, right here, there's something crazy in the bottom of this thing. Look at that. I wish I had this thing that didn't have a cracked screen. I'd stick it underneath the water. What's that look like? That's got a fishtail on it. That's going to either be a Dalton or a Clovis. Oh, my back hurts so bad I can't hardly bend over to pick that thing up. All right, look at that. That's a Clovis. It's fluted. Look at that. Wow. It's got a little nick there. It's red. No, I don't think it'd be heat treated. Wow, it's got an impact fracture. That was probably used for something. See that? And that's chipped off like that. That can be going through a rib cage or something like that on a big animal. These were used for them big 2,000-pound buffaloes that were here. I don't think they were mammoth sized, but wow, that's awesome. Is it double fluted? That's fluted on that side for sure. It's not. But look at that flaking on there. Ain't that nice? Just the way you want it. Sideways. Wow. That's, I think, the third Clovis I found this year. They're here in northeast Missouri on these old buffalo trail places. We don't really have we have the Adena stuff here and the woodland period stuff too. But if you know where to look in northeast Missouri, there's a tremendous amount of paleo. All the buffalo trails stopped here, the Mississippi. They couldn't get across it. They just milled around sideways in this 40-mile area here. And then there's no trails for a long, long, long ways. And this is where they were at. I find these things all the time. I know people hunt their whole lifetime and never find one of these, but in this part of the country, you can do pretty good once you catch on to what's going on. You just can't be hunting dirt fields and village sites, because all this stuff is 30, 40 inches in the ground. It's not on top of the ground. The only reason it comes out is because the creeks and water flushes it out. This could not have been in the creek very long. It's not got that slime growing on it, although these things don't grow slime on them too good. That brown one I found had slime on it, but I suspect it had been in that creek 100 years. This one just came out of that bank like I was pointing out a while ago, that I don't look in because it all ends up right downstream from them spots anyway if you come and look every time it rains. This is 10,000-year-old technology minimum right here. This is not new. Finding one of these is like finding one of $500 worth of pennies thrown out of an airplane over the whole country. There's not that many of them. Anyway, we was just about to give up here and go to another spot, but that's a real nice piece right there. Look how that's fractured on the tip there. That got thrown and hit something. It's a little bit curved. It's not real straight. It's got a little bit of an ear gone, but that's technology from the oldest hunter in the United States. Hey, rock dog out. We're going to keep looking. We're going to go to some more places. We probably won't top it, but you never know. See you next time.